Yeah, it was kind of surprising. They were treating me like, at first I was like, oh, you're treating me like a kindergarten kid. Like, is this like okay or not? But then apparently that's just their culture there. Like people truly cares about you.
I'm Glenn Herbert, and I'm an editor with Our Kids. We're speaking with insiders from Canada's leading private schools to gain insights into their programs, culture, traditions, and leadership. This includes insights from parents, alumni, and administrators. This is the Our Kids Insider Perspective.
Definitely having international friends, friends from all around the world. It's a huge flex. It's something that I'm really proud of to tell people, even in university now, like, oh yeah, I have friends from Russia, I have friends from Mexico, and I still keep in touch with them. So that's definitely something that I'm proud of and grateful for. I definitely enjoy mostly the social experience there, meeting new people and just getting out of my comfort zone to talk to strangers and not in my first language. Yeah. Um, I find that Bodwell definitely has like a comparative advantage of like it's a boarding school, it has dorms, and it's an international school too. So it's something that you'll not likely to find in other private schools in BC because I think private schools in BC are just mostly filled with locals. But in Bodwell, you can actually meet from people from all around the globe and you can learn their culture too. So that's something that makes Bodwell unique. Also like the school also assists in like encouraging people to learn about other people's culture. Like we have cultural day. That's one thing that I remember where everyone just kind of represent their country and they are allowed to wear their traditional clothes. Definitely Bodwell encourages people to learn culture. I would say it's a very extroverted school, social. It's like I wouldn't say like the party girl, but something like that. It's just there's just a lot of things going on, like a lot of people there. It's just an amazing chance for you to just meet new people. This may not be necessarily true for others, but for me, I find Bodwell to be like the mom in the friend group because it's a place where you can socialize with people, but then they also assist you in like studying. Like they have study hall, so they make sure that you're on the right path in your life. So yeah. Yeah, definitely. I would find most of the students in Bodwell social are pretty social too, and they really are willing to help each other out. I've had experiences where people tell me like, "Oh, I'm not like this in my home country or like, back then in my country," because like everyone there just sort of the same. But then here, you have to get out of there, get out of your comfort zone to do things to be able to survive. I guess. Yeah. Definitely not like not sticking to your comfort zone, getting yourself out there, being confident definitely helps. Make the most because by being shy and just being like in your dorm room every single day, you don't get to experience the many activities that Botwell actually organize, whether that's academic or social events. Like they have going visiting the museum or they have like at school events. So yeah, just being out there. I think Bodwell wants every student to just succeed in their own ways and not limited to anything, just being their own true self and just live freely, being trying new things. I think that's what they value the most. I was actually a part of the Green Club. It's something that I've never heard before, but then one of my good friends, she was like really into making like planting trees and stuff. And then she brought it up to the school and one of the teachers are actually like she was like really interested in the idea. So like they ended up making a club out of it. So yeah.
Mhm. What was that club? Like what would you kind of do on like a daily basis or
Um, we just basically talk about like ideas to like raise money, and we also like do giveaways. I remember like we were giving away like succulents. It was so cute. And then like we were also selling I think we were also selling some of the succulents to raise money to plant more trees in the area or towards an organization. And we also focus on beautification around BC. So it was not just within the school, it was also like around Vancouver, BC. Yeah. I think for my personal experience, my family wasn't expecting that teachers are really nice towards their students. Like they were really wanting to help and accommodate the students. If you're like stressed about something or if you don't understand something, they'll like go out of their ways to help you. I think it was just more of a cultural shock to Indonesia because they don't really care about their students. If you fail here. But in Bodwell, they actually like take care of your students. If you're failing in a course, they'll like ask you to check with you. So yeah, it was kind of surprising. They were treating me like, at first I was like, oh, you're treating me like a kindergarten kid. Like, is this like okay or not? But then apparently that's just their culture there. Like people truly cares about you. Definitely. I don't think I could be this social and this easygoing, I guess, if I didn't go to Bodwell. I I wasn't expecting I didn't expect me to like do this apparently like in very influential things in Bodwell, winning awards. I won like the International Effort Awards, I think. It's for like if you really want to like you're the how do I phrase this? I'm sorry. It's awarded to people who really put themselves out there to make friends outside their country. So I wasn't really expecting that, but then when Bodwell awarded that to me, I was like, oh my god, it's interesting that people are seeing this, and because for me, I'm just like, I'm just making friends, but then for Bodwell and for other people, they see it as this girl really tries to get out of her comfort zone and make friends. I think I would try to communicate better with my teachers because towards the end of my school time there, I was kind of drifting away from like academic and just like focusing on yay prom, yay graduating. I would like to just focus on the fun stuff instead of like I need to get a good mark when I graduate. So I wish that I would have stayed remained focused towards the end. Based on like some people that didn't graduate with me, I'm grateful that I graduated with my year because I feel like after that people are like less social or like they just like stay in their own like country group. So because in my year I really tried to push everyone to just hang out with different people, and I find that also with it happening with like other people too, I guess through observation. But then once we left, Bodwell was kind of losing the sense of like diversity. People just prefer to stay in their own group, because one of my friend, she was also from Indonesia. She was a good friend of mine. I told her about Bodwell, and then she went to the school, but she wasn't really like necessarily wanting to try new things, and she just kind of told me that yeah, people there just stayed in their own like friend group. So I just find that like sad, and I'm truly grateful for my year for wanting to be more diverse. The first one is I definitely recommend Bodwell if you're planning on continuing your studies in Canada too. It's a really good school for transitioning, so you're not like overly shocked if you're coming from abroad, like outside Canada, coming into Canada in university. You're not very shocked and like just some like cultural shock there, but through Bodwell they actually like make you adapt a little bit to like the Canadian culture there while also remain true to yourself. So I definitely recommend going to Bodwell if you're planning on studying, continuing your studies in Canada. The second is Bodwell is a really good school to really test your communication and social skills. Coming into Bodwell, I wasn't really a social person. I would just like remain with myself in my room. But then because I'm in Bodwell and I'm away from my family, it forces me to be outside my comfort zone and like actually try to talk to people. Because if you don't talk to people, no one's gonna know that you exist. So you gotta like put yourself out there. So I think it's a really good school to learn that. And lastly, I would say it's a good school to help you get into any universities, I guess, not just Canada, because some of my friends, most of my friends actually ended up being in universities other than Canada. So teachers there really, really help you get to places. They help you with your university application. They assist you with your resume, your LinkedIn. So they really prep you up for that. And I find that is something that not a lot of teachers are willing to put their time and attention to that. Let your kids go. My was really hesitant in letting me go because oh my god, I'm leaving my 15-year-old daughter in the country that we both never visited. We both never like actually see. Um, but we both took that risk, and he put his trust in Bodwell, and with curfews and study halls and everything, it's not too restraining that it feels like a prison, but it also still like guides you so you can have like time to study. You actually have time to study, you can get proper sleep, you're eating okay. So Bodwell really reassures that to parents, I guess, if they're considering like, oh, is my child or my child going to be okay or something. So yeah, honestly, the campus is amazing. I don't know if it's all classes, but I think most of the classrooms in Bodwell have like the view of the mountain. It's beautiful. And then there's swimming pools and the cafeteria is huge. And you got this like backyard type thing, and it overlooks the downtown Vancouver, and there's a dog park too near there. Like it's such a beautiful campus. I think that's also the main reason why I kind of felt comfortable staying there and going to school there. And the library, it's pretty, like it's a pretty school. It's like those schools that they that you wish you go to in books and stuff. My piece of advice would be go try new things. Don't stay in your comfort zone. Be out there, and you'll see what you can do with by just putting yourself out there and be a little uncomfortable, but yeah.
For more information about this school, you can visit their profile at ourkids.net.